Mary here, and welcome to a new edition of Books and Cookies Book Talk. Yes, I know it's late, again, and I'm doing my wrap-up video close to the middle of the next month, but this is my August wrap-up video. I actually managed to read 12 books in August, and I almost forgot, guess who completed her Goodreads challenge for 2015? This girl. Well, my Goodreads challenge was to read 60 books this year, and I hit it in the beginning of August. At this moment, right now, I'm up to 69 or 70, and it's still the beginning of September, which means I have 4 more months to get to the next goal that I have unofficially set for myself, which is 100 books. I have never read so many books in a year, and I'm really excited to try and hit this number. Okay then, let's get to it, because I have a lot of books to talk about and I do not want to make this video 20 minutes long because I know nobody is going to watch it. Yeah. I have started the month rereading 2 old favorites of mine, the first of which is The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. I have no idea if there is anyone on this planet who has not heard about The Book Thief and the epicness that is this book. If you have not read this yet, you need to start questioning your life choices and just pick up this book and read it already. It's narrated by Death, and it's set in the Second World War, and it tells the story of Liesel Memminger, who is a girl living in Nazi Germany, and she likes to steal books. Hence the title, The Book Thief. This is a beautifully written book. It's one of the best books that I have ever read. It's so unique, it's so heartbreaking. I have cried more times than I care to admit while reading this book, and it's so beautiful. You guys have got to give this a try because it's fantastic. The second book that I have reread in the month of August is Solin by Lucy Christopher, which is a emotionally draining book. I love this book so much because it's so controversial and it leaves you feeling so confused. The story about a girl named Gemma who is 16 and who is traveling, I don't really remember where, but she's traveling with her parents and she's currently in an airport, and she starts talking to this guy and he kidnaps her and he takes her in, well, close to the middle of the Australian desert. It's such a raw and emotional book, and it's very tough to deal with what you're feeling while reading this book. It's written in the form of a letter from Gemma to Ty, who is her captor. The writing is absolutely haunting, so consider giving this a try. I personally adore it. It's one of my all-time favorite standalone novels. Next up, we have Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Y'all need to read this book. This is very difficult to explain, this book. It's so complicated. It's set on Mars. This is what I can tell you. It's set on Mars and it's sometime in the future, and it's so good. It's like the Hunger Games but on crack. It's very violent at times. It's I absolutely adore the main character, whose name is Darrow. And guess what? I want to read the second book in the series, but I do not own it. Yay, go me. I make very good life choices. This is very complicated to explain, which is why I am not going to try and do this right now. I'm just gonna tell you Pierce Brown is one hell of an author because he's just so good with his words and his sentences and his words. Again, you all need to pick this up, okay? Listen to me, I know stuff. Next up, The Summer I Turned Pretty, the collection, which is a beautiful edition by Jenny Han. So this is the summer series, which consists of The Summer I Turned Pretty, It's Not Summer Without You, and We'll Always Have Summer. And I wanted to read a summer book during my vacation, which was in August, and I picked this up. It looks so huge, but you read these books in a day. So like one a day and you're already done with them, because they're the perfect summer read. They're fluffy, they have romance, they have those cute things that you look for in a very easy to read, quick summer book that you can take with you on the beach and just go through it in one sitting. One thing I did not like about this book was the fact that the author could not make up her damn mind about her characters. Just stick to the personality that you assign to your character. Don't do a 180 from one book to another, because you're gonna lose your reader. But all in all, it's a perfect summer read. I urge you guys to pick this up. Next up, we have Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater, for which I actually have a book talk, and I will link it out in the description. And because I have a book talk for this book, I will just tell you that if you love stories, you need to read this book, okay? And the writing, the words are just beautiful, you know, like beautifully constructed and put on the page, and just read this book, okay? Next up, we have the Retribution of Mara Dyer. Guys, I finished the series. I fucking finished the series, you know? Yeah. This was a absolutely epic and awesome conclusion to the Mara Dyer series. I loved it. Although for like 2/3 of the book, Noah was missing, and I was suffering from serious Noah withdrawals. But I know a lot of people have been disappointed with this, and I actually found out that this got pushed back a lot before actually being released. And I know that in pushing back a series, you tend to pent up, to just build up so much anticipation. And this is why people have been disappointed with it, but I loved it. I don't know about you guys, but I think this was so good. Things made sense. Sure, not all of the questions are asked, but let's face it, what book series manages to answer absolutely all of our questions? Spoiler alert, none of them. And I think she did a marvelous job just wrapping up everything. I also read 3 arcs this month. Another Day by David Levithan, which is basically every day, but from Rhiannon's point of view, which is the female character in Every Day. It was okay. I do not understand this trend that authors seem to embark upon, and that is to write the same story but from a different character's point of view. It makes absolutely no sense to me. And yeah, I wish you'd stop doing this, because, no. The next book that I read was The One Thing by Marceline Curtis, which I absolutely recommend to you guys so much. It's so good. It's the story of Maggie. She suffered from meningitis. She lost her sight, and she's been blind for 6 months, and she's still trying to navigate her life and just deal with everything. And she meets a boy, a 10-year-old boy called Ben, and he is the only one that she can see. It sounds awesome, and it's so good, and I have cried so much reading this book. I definitely urge you guys to give this a try, because it's fantastic. The last book that I have read in August is What Lies Within, and I cannot remember the author right now. I'm gonna put a caption here. I'm blanking out right now. I'm so sorry. It's a thriller, and it's about a girl who's in high school, and she just has this constant nagging feeling that she doesn't belong, and one day she receives a text message telling her that she is going to die. Spooky. It's actually really good. I enjoyed it. It was a fun ride. I was really intrigued by it, and I just kept reading because I wanted to find out what the deal was. And the ending was not quite as satisfying as I would have hoped, but the ride there definitely was. I love the writing. It's super fast paced. Literally, something happens every minute in that book. And that's something that I love, because it keeps me engaged and it keeps me in, in there, just feeling everything. So yeah, I guess this is it. These were the 12 books that I have read during the month of August. It was a very productive month for me. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. And remember, books for the soul, cookies for the tummy. Bye everyone!